Hi everyone, welcome to the first 60 grit review. 60 grit review is something that I started. I've been a technologist for a while, love phones, Android, iPhone, as you see, wearing an Apple Watch now. Uh, don't hate on either one. Not sure why people hate and why you get Android that hate Apple users and Apple users that hate Android. At the end of the day, it's all about technology, understanding the technology, knowing what you want in your phone and what's best suited for you to carry yourself. And it doesn't matter which version you carry, whether it's the Android or Apple. If it best suits you, then that's what I encourage everyone to do. But today, we're going to open up. We're going to take a look at this Pixel Fold. It's Google's first foldable phone. Samsung, other people have been in the market. But the one thing that, when you start looking at Samsung and some of the other ones, if you become from an iPhone user, and here's my iPhone that I use on a daily basis, but I am switching over to the Fold. Last thing you want is go to another manufacturer like Samsung or some of the other ones out there that install a bunch of bloatware. And bloatware is something that just causes a lot of pain, slows down the phone, there's issues. It doesn't give you that authentic, fresh vibe or fresh install doing it. But Google, on the other hand, if you're coming from an iPhone and you're looking for something that's Android that's very similar with the same type of support, same type of feel, not anything too flashy that they're installing their own version of it, well, the Fold will be a great alternative for that for you. So let's go on and open this thing up and see what we got here. Got these lovely white tabs and these boxes. It's funny how much these companies pay to design a box just so it opens nice and slowly like that. Then we have the phone wrapped in some nice paper. And here we are. Look at that. This thing is 5.5 inches tall, a little over 3 inches wide. If you open it up, you're looking at 7.6 inches from here to here. Very nice. In fact, the phone feels good. Google is actually still keeping the eSIM, and they're keeping, we can still add in a SIM, which is important. So if you are a traveler and you're going to go overseas or other places and you just want to be able to pop a SIM in, well, guess what? Google has the right answer for you. Let's see what else. So in here, people think there's something in here, but this is just really nothing that's in here. Got your paper. Nobody cares about that. They include a cable and USB-C to USB. So that's it. That's what's included in the phone. Phone feels really good. Feels nice. Look at that. And gonna bling this thing out with your nice Pixel Fold case. This is also made by Google. It's interesting. You got a lot of options when you start looking at cases. Everybody has what they want. Some look at case make, some look at D brand. And at the end of the day, you should get the case that you feel is best for you. But today we are gonna go with the Google case. Why? Because I like blue, and blue just looks good. I mean, come on, look at this beautiful black phone, and you have this case. Let's just see how this thing fits up. Oh yeah, that looks nice. All right, there you go. There you go. So let's just put the box off to the side. So you got your cameras on the back, got your camera on the front, and you have this camera here. And the cool thing about this phone is you can actually take a selfie with the back camera. If you've seen any of the advertisements, you've seen anything of the Google, that's what they actually talk about a lot. So you get better selfies using that rear camera. When it's closed, this is an iPhone 14 Pro Max. So if you look, the size is quite a bit. So you got about an inch shorter at the top. You look at the width, it's identical. So case for case, thing almost is perfectly lined up. So if you look at the width of it, but the one thing where this one is, it actually is going to be a little bit thicker. But You look at the real estate, it's like, you look at it, it's just a tad taller, it's an inch shorter, but look at this. Got the nice, beautiful screen. I mean, that's a huge difference right there. And one thing, I have played with this phone before, so this is not the first time I actually have my hands on it. Uh, the front screen is very nice. A lot of Google phones in the past, they actually hurt my eyes. Uh, Very eye sensitive to them. Never had an issue with any of my iPhones on the eyes, but Google have had some issues where I start feeling eye strain. I have played with this phone before for over a week, no eye strain. In fact, I really enjoyed the front glass and the picture that was actually providing. Uh, and then of course you open this up and it's just amazing. The one thing I would caution people on, if you do buy this phone, uh, if you get anything like any kind of dirt, grime, or anything inside the phone and you close it, it can scratch the screen. So just be careful on that. But like any foldable, if you're buying this phone, you're probably buying the Google insurance to go with it to protect it, because at the end of the day, open and close this, eventually it's gonna break. We all know that. This phone on heavy use, and I'm a heavy user, eventually you're gonna have issues, and that's where the warranties can come in. Because this phone starts out just a little under $2,000 when you start looking at whether you're going with the 256 or you're looking at the 512. It is expensive phone, but the phone feels nice. The hinge is amazing. Uh, Close. I've seen some reviews where people complain because they can't open it with one hand. I'm not sure why you would want to open a foldable phone with one hand. I mean, the whole point of having it is this. I mean, it's not like you can sit here and type on the phone with just one hand. So, not sure why they want to dock or ding the Google phone for that, but we're not going to do that. You got your buttons on the side here. So you got your power button, you got your volume buttons, you got some speakers down here, got some up here. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a beautiful phone. Can't say much, and for me, it's why would I go iPhone to Android? And it's funny, you got the blue bubbles, you got the green bubbles, and everybody's like talking about it. You gotta love, if you haven't seen the new Google commercials, how the Pixel and iPhones are friends forever. You gotta watch those. It made me laugh, because sometimes in this world people want to complain about, oh, you don't have blue bubbles, you're not cool, this and that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, right? It's what suits you and fits you. But I've been getting a lot of spam calls. There's not really a solution. There are some apps I can buy that's $50 a year to solve spam problem. But at the end of the day, when you're spending over $1,000 for a phone, you should expect certain features. And if the company's not providing you those features, then you should be looking elsewhere. Because why, if you spend say $1,200-$1,300 on a phone, in this case $2,000, then some of these features should automatically be baked into the solution, and that's what's adding the value. There's a lot of beautiful phones out there. That's some cheaper phones. They have less features, hardware-wise, and everything. They work great. So it depends on what you're using it for. That's one reason why I'm moving to Google. And it's interesting because my entire house is full of Apple. I got Apple speakers, Apple TV, iPhone, Apple Watch. But for me, it's more of the features and the cutting edge that Google is. Everybody's aware that Google has some of the best AI out there. They got their spam filter. They give you the nice VPN. And there's a lot of other cool features going with the Android. Don't really understand it's hard to go from here to here. To me, it's very similar. Icons are a little different. But anyways, I'm gonna go and start using this phone now. I'm gonna get it set up here later on. I'll start using it for the next couple of weeks, and then I'll go out there and put a review on my take going. Like I said, I have played with it before for a week. I did like the phone. The only reason why I actually chose to go away from it at the time was, do I really need to spend $2,000 on a phone? And the answer was no. But I started thinking about it. There's some features about this that I really like. So I'm doing a lot of business calls, and if you're ever on a business call and you're doing Zoom or you're doing Teams and you have a video call and then somebody starts showcasing it or showcasing something in presentation, it's a pain in the butt to sit there and try to see something on a screen like this. This phone, though, you open it up, you can actually see the entire presentation, which was the first time ever. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't have to sit there and try to zoom in. So we are going to give it a shot and see. But like I said, this is a very well made phone. There's really no gap. Uh, it feels nice and tight opening it. Like I said, screen is beautiful. Nice piece of hardware. Leave your comments. If you're an Apple person and you just hate this thing, hey, it's okay. You know what? Do you? If you love Samsung and you don't like my comments about Samsung or some of the other vendors that put up bloatware, hey, do you too? I'm just saying, for me, going from an iPhone to an Android device, I don't want any bloatware. I'm not a big fan of it. I like the clean stock look. And yes, you can get a phone. There's a lot of things you can do. But at the end of the day, you can't disable all bloatware. Those are facts. Unless you start hacking or doing some other ways, which cause you other issues you got to deal with. And if this is your business phone that you use on a daily basis, really don't want to be doing that. And so for me, I want that clean stock, no other thrills to my thing. Anything I want, I'm going to install. It's going to be very specific on my needs. I don't need a vendor of a cell phone company or a vendor of a manufacturer that builds hardware for cell phones to just add a bunch of bloatware that maybe is not for me. Like I said, this is for me. We'll talk about me. At the end of the day, everybody should do themselves. And I fully support what you want to go out there and what you have. So thanks for this review. And there'll be many more coming out. Have a great day.